Grand Rising, everybody. Yeah, I was just up. I'm going to the outdoor range. I was just up doing something with my on my AR platforms, and I haven't went out and trained with this one. And I noticed this with the steel casing. Um, this is for home defense. These are hollow points that I have. It's 223. Um, my AR platform. I actually had to go through every round when I noticed this. And you don't want this in your. This is not what's going to be talking about, but I figured I need to share this because for somebody who's very pro second, I hate that second 2A shit, but pro gun and all that. Um, you see the difference here? Both the same. This one, you can see different the indents around here seated properly. This one is actually down some. Now, what can happen by shooting this? I don't know. I never looked into it. I never attempted to find out. What I can tell you is this is ex-military wise and taking care of things like this. And we used to look for something like this. You don't want something like this to get lodged, especially if you got fully automatic. You got that, what you call it. You go fully automatic, right? And this gets lodged and another round comes out and hits it and boom, the barrel explodes. Um, if any of y'all been following, I forget the guy's name, I got it wrote down, but individual had the what you call backstop. I call it the plumbing rifling. You screw it in, and whether it was heat, whatever, they said how it malfunctioned, but it blew up, cut his his artery, his neck, it jacked him up. He survived, he lived. He's doing good. But this is a 223. This is a hollow point. Okay. I actually like with this one. This is not the most expensive one. This ain't the one with the green tips and the red tips and all that other crazy stuff. But good stuff actually. But I like hitting metal targets to see the deformation and everything that happens with this. You still want to shoot that. So is that a loss? No. That's called a win. A win because I won't be out there firing and blow my face off or something. Okay. No, what I'm going to get into is I've been paying attention that we got some really good young brothers and sisters out here, and I hate saying young, but you know what? All of us are as old as time. Um, us, the children of the light. What bothers me the most, though, and I'm not talking about there's some kind of inferior feeling or some kind of mixed up dichotomy of thought and fractured by some whim of emotional aggression and bullshit activity or bandwagon layer, jumping on the same bandwagon. Well, not with me. I worked hard to get to a point of removing my feelings and emotions, and in doing so, I noticed myself going because it's easier to go to dark places. I shared the stories when I was in the military how I would like drink a fifth of tequila and then walk up and knock somebody out. Um, I did that in every state, everywhere I went. Um, and it was always the people who were causing the problems that I would do it to. It didn't make it right, but that was the dark side of who I was. It was nothing to do with order. It was nothing to do with. It was everything about the ignorance and muscle memory. It's like when I'm watching OG Percy or Charleston White, and I get all sides. I understand explaining things so you don't have to go down one road, OG Percy, and the same thing with Charleston White doing stuff good out in the neighborhood, but then come on here and try and be an internet bully because his agenda is to win more, get more fame or views from monetary gains. And that's not an answer. I don't even want to be saying the names out because I was always the one growing up. I didn't want my name said. I always wanted to be in the backdrop when something popped off. That person, you know what I mean? Told y'all I was down in Virginia. We was at we was off right off the base right there, right down the strip. I forget how many miles down. It was a club to the right. We tore that motherfucker up. Me, Big Al from Texas. Big Al, if you ever hear me, Alexander, my man. Bronco, one Bronco rode. We was in Nevada. That boy rode a Bronco. I rode one and got tossed off it like with the quickness. That was the third time I rode Bronco, but busting. You know what I'm saying? I had a broken wrist. Big Texas motherfucker, man. That was my dude. We rolled everywhere. Him and a few other, Tupelo, Mississippi, Chicago, a place they call Old Town. This one of the most feared guys. I don't even know if he's alive now. I don't even know if he retired from the military. I hung with nothing but people who quiet street professionals. Military was a way to get away from it all because a lot of us, when we converse, whether it be in the broom closets, knocking knuckles or whatever, we would talk about our abuses of children. Some, the biggest motherfuckers sexually abused by uncles, even their fathers and crazy shit, our aunts. You know, we were very open and we had uttermost respect for each other, man. So when I'm watching the heyday of what's going on and all the nigga terminology and they still call themselves black, I thank goodness that I studied a little law. I love reading James Baldwin. I don't care about his sexual preferences later on in life. He had children, you know that, right? I read 60 several times Martin Luther King told you you're on your own land. Why are these brothers not talking about this? Because, see, they're unaware. And if they are aware, they don't find importance in it because it's something else that's... And so the demographics of everybody's conversation is very important. I have a few women who I'm attracted to, right? There's one over in Jersey. I talked to her yesterday. She's beautiful as fuck. I just adore her. But I'm not carefree like that. You know, things are earned on both sides, whether it be male or female. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm dealing with a female, it's not just that I'm gonna give respect. It's 100% all the way around. There's no 50-50 in anything. It's in my opinion, all right, based on my world travels and what I've learned and where I'm at right now. When I gave 100 and somebody else was giving 25% and I didn't notice it, and I was made to believe that they were giving 100, I'll say 50-50. Well, I was the bearer of sad news, the brunt of it. You know what I'm saying? And it was always something that could really destroy people. People have committed suicide over a lot of things that I've been through. It's nothing to remove your life from this earth because of the darkness that's upon it. I watch a lot of people. I watch this young sister, Isabel Page. Her family, and her independence. She built a tiny home, lives in the mountains on land. I don't think it's right because it's our soil. Bottom line, I don't care what pale skin or what Mongolian. I don't give a damn. This is our land. I've got too much information that the fake people of the UN would never listen unless, well, they would listen. But their arrogance and ignorance, like I said, they have subpoenaed themselves to their incredulous behavior of falsitudes and the lies they live. You can't change that. And I'm not trying to change. I'm not attempting to change that. Only reason why I drink out of this is purified water I purify because it's PB free. That's all my containers, PB free. And besides my stainless steel ones that I prefer to drink out of in copper. But there's a number of women who I really adore, but I pay attention to them. I pay attention to what they're crying about, what they're whining about, what they're speaking about. Because I said it's crying and whining, it doesn't mean that that's what they're doing. I pay attention and I look at how they move, what they test. Because you can always see the rambling ons, or you can see the rambunction. You can see when a person or an individual allows themselves to tell on themselves. I was always that person, you know, all of me as a child abuse, 6 years of child abuse. And it went on after that, but I'm talking about major downstairs, thrown downstairs. I'm talking about locked in closets, whipped, naked, all the crap. I'm talking about some real, I'm not gonna go into detail because I forgave my mom. I didn't forgive her because I turned the other cheek. I forgave her, but I still hold her accountable. There's no way you can come out of that. Every choice you make here on this earth, you knew you didn't have to make that choice when you made it. Regardless of how the conditioning, how deep in your neighborhood, growing up in the ghetto, whatever, reservations, living on a reservation, it don't matter. Because see, those over you are your bigger brothers and sisters, even though they want to be called auntie and mommy and daddy and all that shit. Those are supposed to be your break. They're supposed to bring you into this world, cultivate and nurture you along with the earth that powers you and invigorates you to go on to bring more in. The earth is not overpopulated, y'all. You gotta stop believing in these motherfuckers' lies. Right? We cultivate, we nurture, and we teach one another the ways of who we are. And we're supposed to live longer than 100, 200 years, y'all. I've read documents in the Library of Congress overseas in Morocco. I was like, people 300, 400 years old in the 1600s. How come they ain't teaching this? Because David Rothschild, whatever the fuck his name was, when he created that petroleum-based medication, and he was tired of seeing us live for so long. Remember, they came here looking for the fountain of youth, and then you wonder why we have great uncles in them and great ancestors who lived 120, 130 years, and yet nobody wants to hold on to that narrative because everybody's dying so young. Because you have a medical industry, you have a fake government, you have people going on TV, number of actors and actresses taking a fake shot. It's not even a vaccine. This is the stuff we're dealing with. The hypocrisy and the sickness of the mind, low energy and frequencies, and they need ours to be just as low. And y'all don't even understand what melatonin, how it's a light source, and melanin. Spinal fluid to the cerebellum, the pineal gland. You don't even want to accept the reality of the truth, but you want to run around and you want to be inferior, acting like you're the utmost of the top, going at each other's throat, looking real stupid. There are those of us who are watching in the backdrop. We wouldn't give a fuck what gang you with. We wouldn't care what was meant to come off of the motherfucking block. We're the ones that want to see how much damage we can do in those certain places. See, this is what y'all don't get because y'all are not built this way. A lot of y'all don't even understand this. There are some of us who want to see, I'm not living that way, but I'm telling you the truth about a number of individuals out here who don't have no internet, who don't have no raggedy ass fucked up. I call this the government's way of tracking you and keeping an eye on you, and it's basically the truth because you want to disagree. It's like everybody, whenever I hear somebody say conspiracy theory, right off the back, I know they don't even know what the fuck the words they're using. I go, oh, okay, but no, I want you to look at the word conspiracy, and I want you to look at the word theory. I did a breakdown on that shit. And now people are starting to go, oh, damn, why I've been saying that? Well, the CIA used it to fuck you up because you never even thought about it. It was not in your vocabulary because it wasn't used in the education system. The Theodore Teddy Roosevelt Zionist applied education system. You know what I gotta do? I gotta take pair of pliers, pull this out, keep my powder, pop my prime out, and I store it, and then I can have somebody reload it for me if I want. I don't have the load and all that. That's what I do today is break that bullet down so nobody else can get a hold of it and use it. But yeah, so my books are everywhere. I like to read 3 or 4 books at one time. I don't care if it's the same books to completion or Monday are these 2 books, these 3 books, Tuesday are these 3 books. I remember everything I'm reading. And so that's why I say there are those of us, it's unimportant about who's the baddest motherfucker. We don't care. Who's the baddest? We don't care about this newfangled just shit ain't new, y'all. When I was in Brazil in the 80s, they was doing it. We were practicing and learning it. And they go hard, man. The Brazilians, bro. We used to love it. They go hard because we went hard. They were like, why y'all hit? You know how many people hit hard and break your ribs 2-3 inches away from your body. That's what I'm used to. I'm used to getting in close to you and this pepper in your ribs and hearing them crack, crunk, and that's what we were known for. And we had uttermost respect. The guys that I was with, and we was able to go into the places that they didn't want us to go and learn real truth. You know what I mean? Portuguese and these Spaniards, man, these fake motherfuckers. This pale skin one. No, I got a lot of Spanish brothers and sisters and Portuguese who I love dearly, but I'm talking about as far as the dichotomy of the truth that evades everybody. And this is where a lot of people have a hard time understanding. Japan, so-called Japan, didn't become Japan to the 1600s. The Jews didn't pop up into the 1600s. China didn't become China to the 1600s. And on and so on, and Russia and everything else. Why? we were starting to get knee deep in the Renaissance after they killed King James and all. I think he was one of the last besides the real Lincoln, not this fake motherfucker 5-6 pictures of this wood they keep showing you pictures of, not the real Lincoln. It's funny when you can go over to Italy and you see a real picture of Lincoln and you're going, I seen that somewhere. Some pan fry had that shit pushing as an African. Another admonishing of mistakes. And they pushed this shit. It's like they made everybody believe Columbus found the Americas. He didn't find shit here. And he wasn't the picture. That statue they keep painting, no wonder they tore it down. It's fake. You go take your ass over to Gregorian College, look at the pictures, go to Portugal. It was a nigger, for those who like that word. A black, if you want to use that. He was a melanated fucking being. But you see the enlargement of fake ass Europe, named after a sister. When any Peckerwood down south used to come out talking about Aryan, I'm like, shut the fuck up. And I said, I want to show you what an Aryan looks like. And I show him a real picture of the Aryan dichotomy. Nothing but the darkest of Negroes. And those people walking around talking about the Caucasian. I said, when the last time you been to Georgia, Russia? When's the last time the Caucasus Mountain? That's not where the Jews come from, you idiots. The Bolognese. So when you start throwing facts at people, you show them real documents. Go here and read this book. They sit there going, oh, well, because we're reared and raised in ignorance. We're not nurtured and raised in truth. You ain't got to like on it. You ain't got to subscribe. It doesn't mean nothing to me because I'm going to tell you the truth because I've traveled the world too many goddamn times while a lot of people sit on their ass unwise to what was really going on and still accept. And I just had a nurse on Facebook, right? I showed her Eddie Griffin talking about the vaccine. Yeah, we know he wanted to get Trump out of there. He pushed for Harris and Biden, whatever. He realized his mistake. Cool. A lot of people refuse to admit their mistakes. They don't give a damn because they buy into all the lies in front of them. Man, fuck politicians, because these politicians ain't for real. You dig me? Okay? So anyway, she sits there and she says, wow. And it blew my mind because I always wanted to be very intelligent. But then I remember a couple years back, she was telling people, if you're going to brush with fluoride, take this a pea size. I was like, wait, don't use fluoride, period, because it's no good. It doesn't protect your teeth nor your bones. And this is independent studies, well over 1,000 of them all around the world. They knew it here because remember they brought it from Germany with them science Jews, them Jewish Johnsons, whatever you want to call them, motherfuckers, scientists. All right, were pretty much taking over. They brought that shit here and they put it into our water system. Are you getting it? Yo, Chief, what's going on? See what's going on, huh? I'm mad love. I'm just dropping some early knowledge this morning because I'm gonna upload a couple of videos. Maybe I finished editing about 4 or 5 of them. I got like 20 something of them. I've been riding around going different places and stuff. But right now, I just wanted, when I go live, we want to talk strictly about my life, the world I've put myself in circumference of, not some fake ball spinning and all this other bullshit. And it's important that people hear this because they keep hearing good stuff with a whole lot of bullshit mixed in. We can't do that no more. We're at the gates and the gates closed, and we're still on the opposite side, on the other side. I don't know what it's going to take for our people to wake up and know that the troops are still out here. Like I was saying, Nicholas R. and Abe Lincoln, they killed both of them mulattoes. They had to get rid of them in order to create a false white supremacy that was actually based on Negro stock or melanated. But nobody knows that because they rewrite history. And they didn't win shit. They haven't won one war. The Civil War was by betrayal, outside on the gray. Hollywood made it look like it was nothing but woods fighting woods. Pure bullshit. Then in the 80s, they come out with Gloria, 90s, whatever the fuck. Denzel and all them motherfuckers sell out. As they got older, you see them start talking different now. Why we always gotta wait till we get old to start talking different? See, the real ones we never listen to because we never really got nothing to say because we just see shit. It was meant for us to be seers. I didn't know how to put that shit together in my head. My pineal gland was calcified as fuck. I was eating pork and shit when I had stopped being a vegan. You see what I'm saying? I was carrying on and doing all kind of foolish stuff, sleeping with every fucking woman I could come across because I had this energy I didn't understand. Nobody cultivated and nurtured it. Knocking people out after getting to a point where I couldn't see straight and I wanted to see if I still had it. What I'm doing breaking people's jaws for? I'm be honest with you, they was all pale skins though. Only a few brothers were ignorant. They started something when they shouldn't have. You know, you ever been standing somewhere in a food line, chow hall, and a brother come talking behind your back, breathing on your neck, and you spin around and break his jaw? No words, no face expressions. Everybody's going, what had just happened? Somebody thought it was a gunfire. And then they see the boy holding his jaw laying on the ground. And they go, and the first thing is everybody know who, and they look at me and they go, what happened? Ask him when you fix his mouth. I'll go and do the report. You know how many times I had X and Y and the XO was laughing, going, they ain't learned their lessons yet, Petty Officer Branch? No, and I really don't have nothing to say. I just want to get back to work, sir. See, that's what I was in the military. Yo, I'm going to the hangar day. Who wants to come down and do some grappling and some martial arts and hit the bags? It was always my dogs. That's why we was always one up. A couple of officers and stuff, people who knew us, who saw us out in town, they just wanted to roll with us because they felt like we with them would be safe. We weren't safe to be with. Anybody could gun us down at any time, anywhere, blow us up. What the fuck? See, this is what I'm talking about, how people think. Instead of being 100% in or involved in whatever it is, I was 100% in ignorance. Regardless of what I was capable of, I was in ignorance. And here we have brothers today giving great messages and still in ignorance. Yeah, Lou, I hope you don't mind. I made you a moderator. I knew that, you know, if you ever come on, you see something, you can handle it. I hope it doesn't bother you. And my boy too, my brother. So sis, and I appreciate that, you know. I wish people would just take the time. I mean, I'm 55, right? I knew my grandma. She passed away last year. My service dog was older than all of us. She was a few months before my grandma. My grandmother loved her to death. And it tore me apart, y'all. And that's when I realized I had to get rid of, well, not get rid of, feelings and emotions are real. The thing is, they're misdirected. We need to nurture one another. And not so much about being right, but in the aspects of understanding. And how can we do it if we don't employ it, apply it to ourselves or employ it in our daily trades? And some of y'all watch me on Facebook do it. I went live for a couple of years saying I got to get rid of these feelings and emotions. I don't understand them. I remember the first time I was allowed to cry, allowed myself. I didn't even understand how to fucking stop. Because I had all these 30, 40 fucking years of shit. And I would go outside and I didn't give a fuck who was looking and put my face in the dirt, like prostrate, and beat my hands upon my Mother Earth. And people were scared because they said they felt something. You know what? That told me so much. And that's all I need to hear from a couple of people saying, you feel that? When I was beating my hands, crying, on the earth. Over a year ago, they tried to take me out. These secret society motherfuckers, nasty white. I hope that motherfucker's dead now. Him in this fucking truck. And them other niggas with their little 60 sport cars because they belong to that network. And the bitch I was dealing with. I'm saying straight up. I hope she falls real soon. See, this is what we don't need. See what I just did? And did you hear what I said? This is what we don't need. I don't have to curse anybody. They've cursed themselves. By being apart principal participant in the foolishness that they do. And don't worry about it. That's the story I get from Simeon Mato. Even from Quasimodo, the true rendition of Yeshua HaMashiach, whose name is not Yeshua HaMashiach. Well documented, this little short 5'5" motherfucker walking with a cane, hunch on his back, nappy ass hair, dark as midnight, had the face only a mother could lie, and how they wanted to kill him, and they did. But he did things that they didn't understand how he was able to do it. And he let them know he would return. Why is that people don't know about this? Because it's fake Vatican. These motherfuckers that went, when I was there, these motherfuckers was singing "Oh Hell Lucifer," but he was singing it in their language. Lucifer. And I was like, he just say Lucifer, and the lady said, the old lady just pissed on the corner. Oh, that sounds like it's Lucifer. Yes. I said, this bitch crazy. I said, I had to go and find out. Well, now it's openly known that when these motherfuckers were sitting there going, you would never hear them say the evil and this, that, and the other. You Francis and all these fake Pope motherfuckers dressed up looking like, you just decorated some eggs for the Esther god or whatever. They taken everything and they twisted it up. And they made you believe in Jesus while they worship Lucifer. And yet our people don't get it. They are so conflicted and confounded and confused, even with the knowledge, because every time I was overseas, they was worshiping the Queen Aruba, our mother Lilith, the so-called Black Truth. And it's everywhere. I went. And I learned when I was with the Mongol, Denshi, good friend of mine in Mongolia, that Genghis Khan was a black motherfucker. No wonder they kept saying, oh, we don't know what he looked like, this, that, and the other. And I was at the Shaolin temples, I saw all these black figures on the wall. Who are they? Well, they were our ancestors who left here because they said it was a war between the Shia and the Olmecs. No, that's not how it went down. I'm not gonna give into that no more. When you travel enough and you learn the truth, they had to eradicate ancient ancestral history in order to create their own demographic. And they had that wars in order for us not to teach the new breed so they could teach the new shit, the garbage. You know it was a smack in a brother's face when niggas get along with Jews to make another Roots movie or Coming to America 2 goof fucks. And we excuse the language, but it's not for children, right? So and we got a bunch of idiots who buy into like these. I should have tagged Umar Johnson in this motherfucker. I love it. Hear his eloquent fucking linguistic bullshit. So I asked asunder with real simple text. But I'm not in the challenge or debating category, and he's worthless. The information, everything he's getting now, he is fighting for breath, and he doesn't even know how to come out of it. That's why I say you need to allow yourself to fucking breathe. You need to allow yourself to step back from all the fuckery and foolishness. I'm not here to ruin nobody's game. I'm not here to attain one. What I'm saying, we need to put people in the damn places, these sick, demented motherfuckers. Or have somebody who can guide them and say, look, man, you're on the right track. But first, you got to be on the right track, right? I'm just getting on the damn track. So is there anybody capable and able to do it? No, so I say those, you know what I'm saying, where they come in. I went to sleep last night. I had that dream for the 13th, 14th time. I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't change the dream like I used to. And it was the same. Yeah, it's scary. I'm not easily scared about nothing. I said to myself, if I went back into this dream the fourth or fifth time, I'm at 13, 14, whatever. Each night, going right back into this motherfucking dream. And I'm gonna talk a lot about it. But I was sitting there saying to myself, how do you explain something like this? And first thing came to my head is don't. You barely understand it now, so why would I explain something I don't understand? So I'm just gonna say I had a fucking dream. I had it again last night. I hope I don't have it again tonight. And it's not looking good for the fake home team. I'm talking about a lot of our people about to go through some shit they ain't never seen. It's gonna hit so fast because they're not gonna stop. But what I saw happen to them, I'm just glad I'm not on that side of the fence. When God blow, hey, what's going on? It's my internet here it was very good. It's kind of sloppy. Yeah, everything's popped up, y'all, so I can actually read your comments. You know, yeah, you know what? I don't understand the mindset of those types of people. We don't have to, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm that type of person. My thing is to change. We always talk about molting, right? Crabs and snakes, they shed their skin, molting and all that, and get a longer, stronger, you know, youthful skin. We're no different. They've always had us believing that when we cut off our finger, it can't regenerate. But we have every properties, and it's not a lizard gene, which Spider-Man would allude you to because that's fake narrative. Our body regenerates. You know how many people I've studied on who've had spinal injuries where the spine was completely severed and they're reconnected? They're walking, running track. Does medicine, does the news, does the media, no, why is it that we still have dark-skinned women having pale-skinned babies? And they're not having, there's nobody pale-skinned around them or sleeping with them. It used to be 80, it was 200 for a period of time by the CDC, by the science and all that. See, they know the truth. And we got these brothers pushing this made-up, emotionally unstable shit. Yeah, they got the Reese's monkey gene and all this goofy shit. Excuse me. When you have been put away, we know about Maliki. I'm not going to get into that. But when you've been put away and all you know how to do because of leprosy is eat raw blood, liver, and kidneys, even brain fragments, the leprosy allows you to survive off of that. There is a DNA structural change, but it's not what people think it is. And it's misexplained and misinterpreted by fake-ass science. Science is the deviant to all life. It's based on error, and it construes everything as a suppository. That means it sucks up all the bullshit. And then it puts it back out there and like it's a good sausage. Grinds it up, puts a little bit of sage, paprika, and they skizz it back to you saying, yeah, take that right there. That's Johnson. Stop believing in fake ass science. Our people fell because you know what? We manipulated and we created all these things. Corn. We created things to sustain the world that we travel on a regular. We had canoe boats that could hold 200, 300, 400 combatants during the drying seasons and the famine times, taking food over there to a land that hadn't separated that far as they have by now. All over. They call us the Hatter people in Japan. The Sinu people of during the Tang Dynasty. Why is it everybody knows us? But everybody forgot us. Because we forgot ourselves. I want y'all to like, subscribe. I want y'all to comment like my brothers and sisters do. I love them. I want y'all to share this stuff, and I'm going to keep it raw. I'm not going to be sitting dictating about who should watch what. I think Charleston White, OG Percy, I think they're great to watch. Kwame, he's on his shit right now. Check him out. I mean, people are coming. Judge Joe Brown tells you everything, and he's got a Sanudo. He knows he's from here. See, people don't want to hear that stuff. Because, see, the system blackballs people. You know what I'm saying? Because the system has a bunch of black balls in it. I hope y'all don't mind. I'm gonna do my little morning ritual because I'm working really hard to get off the clonazepam. I've got my lavender and lemon tea, which I need to go and make. But there ain't nothing like some OG Kush or some Snoop or some Haze or some Dro. I'm not big on Dro because I think that made the fucking just make you crazy. And besides, when I go to the range, I like to take 2 or 3 hits. Keeps me calm. Told y'all when I came back from the military, I had anxiety. I ain't know it hit me in the Bronx. I was out 4 years from the military, and it hit me and dropped me. I thought I was having a heart attack. I was like, what the fuck? No, actually, it was 2005 2004 when it hit me out of nowhere. I think a month before that, some kids shot at me and my service dog. I remember picking Charisma up, and I ran at them. Charisma up under my arm, and I was about 265. I'm 5'10" and a half, 5'11". I'm running at these kids full speed up a hill, and they take off. I hear 2 of them go, "Holy shit, he's the devil!" And I catch two of them. I remember I heart punched one, and I really felt bad after doing that. The other one, I knew his mama, and she came out and she jacked him up. And the other two, my cousin Darren Ferrero. I told you I got Spanish blood. I'm not Spanish. I mean, most of our people don't even know it, but most Spaniards want the pale skin motherfuckers. You see, they were very dark. Mm-hmm. So all you motherfuckers in Louisiana, this, that, and other, you don't understand that. If you want to claim Africa, you probably could, because the Spanish motherfuckers was running around when I went until they were stopped by the DSC. And the fact that we was kicking a lot of people's asses and they couldn't handle it. Didn't matter about a musket or a gun. Real talk. See, my shit is so pure, I just lay it there and they go out in about 4 or 5 seconds. But I wish people would actually just take the time to look at everything going on around them and within themselves and make a correlation so that they can start making a separation from the stuff that's no good. And when you do that, you see where I'm at, right? I'm in Page, Arizona. It's no secret. I used to live on the Navajo reservation for about 8 years. And I saw why they were fucked up. But they don't want no answer solutions, so stay fucked up. But there are those who listen over here. They come to me, hey, Red, so what do you think I should do? I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to give you a little advice, but I'm not going to put you in no direction. Well, I'm going to give you directives. It's for you to choose what direction you want to go into. And I break it down and explain what I see. This is now, if anybody see what I see, what do you think you should do? And usually they give themselves their answer. And if they reply, don't, it's on them. I'll reply or whatever, you know. We're in a world of a very foolish game created by a very foolish group of hues. They act like the hue of a man. They act beastly. I always tell my people, stop calling yourself human. Stop it. Fuck, we get that word from. Do you even understand what it truly means? If you go back, you look up not just the linguistics of how it really hit, how it was really pronounced or said, when it was created, what it means. You know what I mean? Etymology, understanding the words that we use. Motherfuckers don't care. They want to act like they care, but they still want to run around going nigga and black and nigga Texas, and all that goofy shit. That's the stuff that I'll sit there and go, that's disappointing. See brothers who are so bright, and then if they're part of an agenda or they're part of an agency or they've been put to the task to do the dumb shit, and they did it because they feared. Now, let me tell you something. A lot of people don't understand this. The shit they fear is the last thing they need to be worried about when they're doing something, for those that may be doing something that can harm their people and be treacherous, giving some truth and then flipping it and by keeping them ignorant. Or believing in something that keeps them marketed as a slave, a ward to the United States corporation. So when I see brothers still doing that and I see they push it, apparel, I sit there and allow myself to see. And so when I see Charleston White doing that, I'm like, you're the so-called white man. He was a crip. You helping to educate the young brothers and sisters? How? When you come on the internet and you still use those same terms in a lot of those meetings, walk around with the shirts and hats on, nigga and black, what are you really doing? Putting out the perception like the government, we're here to assist you, assist yourself. But now we're in total control. We're going to control your narrative. So Charlie White, that's why I didn't tag him in, because I know somebody will say something, or he might come across this, he's worried about numbers and shit. I don't want a lot. I prefer a few. See, a few, I can get my message across, and they can take the message and build upon it as far as their knowledge and understanding. Less chaos, more towards order. Chaos is easy. We all know chaos. Order is a whole other, because it's established. It's always been established. I don't even like the word order. People see me say this. I think order minimizes what that is. The word God can't even. It's something so great that chaos somebody had to just fucking create chaos, huh? And it's ruling. Chaos is ruling because people have a false image of order living in chaos. Because order, there's none of that there. It's all around us. Chaos just happens to assert itself like a fucking little fat cyst, pimple, or blackhead or something. And it's spreading all over the body with it. We need to see Dr. Pimple or some shit like that. Have our ass start removing all this chaos. But order is bigger than what we can even comprehend. And why is that we don't understand what order is? Because we've been given a false visual, a context on what order is. Who's that? It's popped up. Why does it go off like that? Come on. Yeah. Yes, it's dormant. Exactly. And that's been proven in science or biology. What's it called? Biological science. Well, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, it is. We have the ability to regenerate a number of things, and it's just not working. You know. I know Dr. Pimple, this shit, yo, she be like, she in it, she into that shit. But like I said, everybody has purpose. The thing is, what she's doing is for chaos. Because if order was established on Earth, nobody would have pimples. Nobody would have no need to walk around with smocks or whatever on, and doctors actually murder more people than people die in their sleep. Police. If water was, if I don't know how to put this, we have to put away chaos and we have to go in the direction of order. And I mean, we have to. There's no fake it till you make. We have to steep into it. I mean, stop all the bullshit. But nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to do that. I feel like I'm by myself in the practical of that. I really do. I find it hard for me to even, like, somebody was having a conversation. It was a few days ago, and that person was talking about something, and I was standing there, and I knew what they were talking about was bullshit. I was like, do I put on a show here and act up? No, walk the fuck away. I removed myself from whatever that was between whoever, just walk away. I wasn't there to save nothing, this, that, or stop. No, I just walked away. Even that, see something, say something. Well, if chaos didn't exist, what the fuck would you need to say about something you're not going to see? See, order, people. And completely stepping out of fucking chaos is the only way. And there is in these dreams, though, even after it's all said and done, people start getting their heads about the funk holes. The system starts clearing up. People are still going to be in denial, and they're gonna need to be helped, because these things right now controlling the narrative they're beyond comparable. There's no word to describe how broken they are and how foul. And they really believe in what they believe. Yeah. So, like I said, you just gotta prepare yourself, because even though order's gonna have the day, the last laugh and all that, chaos has got some tricks up his sleeve. Oh my goodness. So I just wanted to share that. We have to move away from all this chaotic shit. Like, I remember one time I was in Milton, New Jersey, right? And Lou was coming there. She was really envious of how well I was taking care of everything. I couldn't get it. She came out of an abusive relationship with a motherfucker. I had to beat him and his brother's ass over in the Bronx. He's long been passed on. All right, no disrespect, but there's a few people on Facebook who remember that Master Wu, Mary J. Miles, Black Diva. You know, I was security for him for a while. Um, I had to. I didn't even know that was her ex-husband from way back. When I kicked him and his brother's ass. Like they saw me walking and talking with her. That was on a friendly basis, straight up. She lived in Jersey. I lived in the Bronx, and he started acting real goofy. So I said, "Yo, stay in the car. Let's see what's up." I got out the car and went, and I was like, "Yo, my man, let's go inside. Let's go inside here, man. We're gonna do this out here in the front." And I commenced, and the security guard was in there. And I commenced whooping both of their asses. And all my little Jamaican brothers came running in there, man. I was like, "God, come on, man!" And they all stopped though because the two we allowed them to get up. They were standing by the elevator, and I did one of them Bruce Lee jump side kicks into both of them and knocked them both. They had the ambulance come and get their ass, but I was back in Jersey. So yeah, that was and that's the night when I plugged her crazy ass, and I tore her ass up. But being honest, I put it down, put it on her ass, and then she wanted to marry me. And I was like, oh man, I was like, I ain't into this marriage shit, But I was like, all right. So, and then she was straight up. My energy at that time, I was always at questioning everything going on, but I didn't have none of the resources, the information that I have, a little bit that I have now. And I was in chaos, like full blown, didn't know it still, when I married her. This is some time ago, y'all. I've been over here about almost 9-10 years, so, and let's go. Yeah, some time ago. And when we got married, she became this fucking other thing. I was like, whoa. It seems like chaos has a way of reaching out to those who actually want to separate from it. But if you don't separate from it, you'll always be stuck in it. Those of us who get away, we get stronger. Some kind of way. Something, every time you remove yourself, it's like a woman who's being abused and she gets away from that one and she gets away from the second. If for some reason found the third one who's pretty much about to end her life and is able to get away, the fourth time she's now so proactive, well trained, firearms, this, that, and the other, and saving the people. Those who don't know how to pull away, well, we know how that ends up, right? I mean, it's sad to use that as an example, but it's the facts. Women who are getting abused, who pull away for some reason, they always become very successful. The ones who stay and they don't pull away always end up dead, maimed, disfigured. Some of the worst things, locked up because of their reaction, taken, could have been stopped long ago. But that's the world of chaos. But the one who got to the point where she can help is more closer to order. Because order's been calling and she's been listening in all that turmoil. I mean, I can explain this shit in so many different ways. You know what I mean? But a person really has to be good here. Dig what I'm saying? It's no job tough to come with all these years of my life and the things that I've had to put up with, go through, what I studied, what I've read. Some of y'all know on Facebook, I like to study different languages. You know what I mean? So like, this is important, man. We need our people to get out this. I'm still in the chaos, y'all. No, not talking about. I'm talking about it's still here, and it allowed me to exist in this low negative energy for so long. You dig? Now I want the energy and I want the light in me to be what it's supposed to be. Even with all this shit going on. It's to be the good energy. You dig what I'm saying? You should want for the same. That's the only answer. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I want to come on and drop that. I'm going to go ahead and I'm gonna upload these two videos. One's on somebody asked me, DM me and said, "Hey man, why don't you do it live? It's better when you tell a story live, Jay." Because I had pre-recorded it and I've been editing the story of the Pro from Darkwood, and it's the long version. And I was like, maybe I should go live and actually do that. Just go live instead of I sit up here. I wanted to have a certain. I'll be honest. I had the cowboy hat on. I had the, I was like, you know what? No, I need to go live, and that way I could be. It could be interactive. Had her wanting to marry a dude. We have to speak life into one another. Exactly. Yes. Yes. Some of us really are working on not speaking. I know. I see it. I see it, and that's beautiful. That is like scratching the surface of order. You know what I mean? Like for each of those actions, I can't narrate everyone's life. I'm still re-narrating mine. Or somebody gave me a lie narrative of who I am. So that's just deep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, it's very important, man. I write my story. I don't care about the liar. Because they don't even matter to me no more. They can make themselves matter, but to me, they matter no more. So, I'm like, yes. Well, you know what? The dark was something. The dark is chaos. It's what we call it Jannah, the darkness. That was like saying like evil or Jannah. It's like saying evil or bad or something. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean like shade. And yeah, right. But I would never have you never have to merge darkness and light. That's going back to old teachings, broken teachings given to Hindustan by somebody and not us. That's not no. Light doesn't need merging with anything for its own source and its own occupier of space. Darkness is the expanse. So darkness interpreted as something bad is literally wrong. I'm just saying. This is what I do. I listen to words. I sometimes it takes people a moment. They think, they go, "Oh, whoa, okay." You know what I mean? I'm not putting on a show, people. I've attained a little something that I don't know if it's even worth or meaningful. The ability to do something different from all the things that I've done so long ago, and it's something else. And another thing, I'm not here telling people to be anti-government, anti-police, and all that foolishness. I gotta be clear. I always tell people this. No, man, I know some good brothers, man, and sisters, man, doing some. All right. And while the chaos exists, it's just that we know there's plenty of very ignorant ones we call bad. Okay. But we're all in that same consortium because we're all in chaos. Just like I said, it won't correct itself until we have all corrected ourselves, right? But they have a role. They have a role to play. So do not let it influence. All right. Do not let it. I truly appreciate that, Chief. Yes, I do. Truly, truly. Jersey, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Fourth Ward, 07042. Come on, 070. Come on, 07042. Yeah, there you go. 02047, whatever. 024, 07042, right? It's been so long since I've been Only when I go back to visit somebody sick and old, the wrong reasons. But yeah, I used to go there, like I would go to East Orange, my aunt Johanna Wright, you know, Coach Wright, sport education. I stay over there with her. You know what I'm saying? Last time with Jazz, Jasmine Wright, Lauren Hills, anyway, Uncle John Amos and all that shit. But I like this life. I don't that's the life of chaos. So but yeah, that's we born in North. Brick City. Alright. I remember when the streets were still motherfucking brown cobblestones and shit. And we had dirt roads, motherfucking. People don't want to believe that, yo. Like, shit is real, right? Yeah. People don't understand what's called Brick City because the city was made of brownstones everywhere. During the riots, we had a few riots there, y'all. A lot of them brownstones were destroyed, so you got tenements like, Prince Street Projects and all these different places, and people understand the streets were literally, we laid them streets by hand with bricks with our Irish brothers and sisters. People don't know this. They don't want to know these things. The truth. We call and every tobacco store had one motherfucker that looked like us. What do you call those? The damn. I don't like them. I don't like looking at them. But the tobacco stands. They have. They say the Indian. That was all us. Back then when I was growing, and and yeah, the churches were burnt down. They ain't want nothing to do with that goddamn bro. Because see, the original Bible, it was in Algonquin, right? It became this flagrant English later on, and people don't even know that. And the Bible was created 65, some years after King James, or was it over a century after King James' death? Right, 15 something he came back, went back, and he passed away. And 16 something is when and they brought that. That's when they brought that bullshit over here. They ain't come over here in no 1400s. Them always came over here with all kind of crazy. Man, we couldn't stand it. We've been fighting them the longest. After we defeated their little fools they sent over here before that. And they sent them over and they were growing in calendar date 1300s, and we whooped their ass real quick. And we absorbed them. Because we know who they all are. See, chaos doesn't want us to know that. Chaos wants to keep us divided, separated, and sugarcoat everything with a whole lot of drippings and drops, which the actual original children don't get nothing, no satisfaction, and still so accepting. And it's not just because of the chemicals in the air and all that aerosol spraying and the food. Chaos is easy when you're ready to hit chaos to go to chaos. So we have to speak more on order. That in order and with order, those things that trouble us and bother us have no effect. None. When you don't have these emotions and feelings that are locked into lies, your reactions are so almost controlled by something else. Remove yourself in a way that is not even noticed. Nobody even notices. Yeah, man, I can only tell you that I've done it a few times where the moment I saw that, because I knew I was around chaos, so it's no problem. I've got to still move around. I went to converse with somebody who I'm normally conversing with, and shit didn't sound right. For the first time I actually listened to them, the people talking. And I was like, I'm gone. Just like that. I didn't run away. I actually went to somewhere else there and just stayed away from that until I realized everybody's kind of like, it didn't matter what they were discussing, whatever. I heard pure chaos, like not focused at me or my direction. I heard chaos, like literally confusing. I heard a lot of confusion amongst the people talking. I was like, I heard the words and I heard them talking, but I heard the confusion. And I said, let me remove myself from this motherfucker to make sure I'm not creating this, You question everything. As if you don't question yourself, you're doing the entire earth a disservice. And yeah, I walked away, and then when I was getting by my truck, some people was coming this way, and I saw them. I was like, "What's up? What's good?" And I heard the conversations, and I heard same chaos going to join all the other chaos. That's why somebody's always fighting over there, this, that. I mean, it's and this place ain't built like that. Chaos doesn't care about what space, large or small, it occupies. You know, big players and little players all are still in the same fucking thing. Order is just that nobody can touch because of this little fucking pieces of shit here that we've been nurtured in. While Mother Earth still been giving off her perfect energy. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why we're able to come back to her. And I stay barefoot. I don't play around. I stay barefoot. Yeah, some people on Facebook saw me in the snow, walking out in the snow with my bare feet. I mean, she's important, man. If I got to go through some fakes, well, no soil's fake. If I got to stand on some dirt that's been moved from 100 miles away, so be it. It still hurts. You dig what I'm saying? Like right now, I can go outside, look at the dust flying around, and focus and say, well, even the dust is older than us all. You know, this order, man. Order is the best feeling on the planet. I can't. It feels good. I'm still learning how to break stuff down and express and explain things. That shit ain't easy, okay, people. And I'm still in chaos. And see, I admit that because I understand. I feel that. I feel it. It can't be ignored. It can be, but this is what I feel is very strong. The order, and this is not damaging for anybody. This is what we call eternal. Now, in order to get my light to shine, I must dampen my eternal fire of lies. Do you get where I'm coming from? It's everybody could be on this path, eh? But now this time I'm gonna shut it down, guys. Mad love. The women don't understand how much I love them. I love to have about 30 around me all the time, man. I'm being serious. But that's because I've been raised with men and women. And the men were some of the most important part in my structure of who I am and how I am. And a lot of our brothers have didn't get that. You know, haven't had that um, part of nurturing that's old. It's ancient. And I think that also helps. The respect, the commonality, and the understanding. And then understanding chaos now, I don't have to literally walk away. I know how to converse to detract, retract, project, a number of words or terms I can come up with. I can cultivate a person's conversation, even if it's going off the deep end, and I know I need no more conversation. I can still say something that doesn't have to trigger. And I know when I don't have to say nothing at all. And I've been doing it lately. I've been doing it. And it's self-control. It's beyond self-control. It's not about admirations or anything. It's about I can't tell you what's still learning. Far from perfect. I'm not attempting. I don't even want to. I don't even see. This is another big fear, and I'm gonna shut it down. This one I got. I don't want it to be perfect. That sounds like crazy. That's almost hypocrite. You know, it's almost being hypocritical, right? Being a hypocrite. Excuse me. Two different meanings. Hypocritical. I was being I'd be a hypocrite, right? Well, if I'm saying I'm still learning, and I have a deep fire that I must work on because man, I'm cool. this this chaos in here, it's gotta mulch. You know what I'm saying? I've gotta douse that. I've got to nurture it, and I've got to have good people around me that help. You know what I'm saying? This OG, this old guy. You know what I mean? And women, my go-to. Honestly, not broke. Nope. Broken ones. Nope. I'll look at them, and I'll know right off the back, be like, who's that? Why are you here? No. And it's that simple for me. It's like, yeah, I can't explain it. Sounds like a lot of work. Yeah. It ain't perfect. Right. Well, yeah. Well, we have a river over the bridge. A river over the bridge choir. Whatever it's called. Movie. You want to blow it up, so the so-called German or Japanese, stop them. John Wayne. Anyway, we deal with a lot of bridges. We shouldn't have to, and there's always somebody there with some nitritol, some TNT to blow it up. Like, how many bridges you get across, and you realize you still got so many more. Like, there's only one path, and and there's nobody there. Hitting the plunger on the charger. Going up that bridge you might be on at that time. No more fractures in your societal ideology and narratives of how you should live. Whatever you start, coming to see things different. You know what I mean? I do my damnedest not to get all big worded, because like I said, I study words, and some people it could be offensive to. So it's not that I'm attempting to marginalize that, because this is not for children, unless they decide, okay, my child needs to look at this, and so be it. We need more of us to be more practical. Yeah. Somebody said to me, "Hey, James, on this trip, I won't mess with you." Said, on this trip you're taking, I called it a trip, which I've cleared that up. It's not a trip. I'm walking on the path, one of the paths of my life. He says, pull it up. So on this path, bro, you still gonna go to the gun range? I know you're gonna look at this later, bro. Yeah. I explained operation of a bullet, right? This right now, the firing pin, right? Charge, nice powder, mix, cordite mix, projectile. This is the case. Projectile, bullet. Projectile, not a bullet. Case, not a bullet. The two together, projectile case. Primer, cordite, that's a bullet. That's your ammo. Your round. This right here, out without a funnel on it, when the primer is struck, right? In this housing, in this bolt, the bolt has to be strong enough to withstand the pressure coming off, in this case, this way, and has to be able to come back. All these working mechanisms, life, without this on it, it would blow up everywhere, causing major catastrophe. But now you put it in the cylinder and you give it direction. That's its form of order. Now, this is not the order that I'm talking about. The order I'm talking about is actually not a fracture. It's standalone. It doesn't have complexities in place. It doesn't need this. This means nothing to it. This can't affect it. Order will always be there. So that's form of order. Okay? It's one of the ways I explain it. It's a little more, some people get that more than me just saying, hey, look, we got to change how we look at things. You know what I'm saying? Some people like me and that be like, what that fool talking? But I know that some of you guys can explain things that reach certain people. I can't. People need to stop being afraid. Inevitable. It's the only answer I have for that. Inevitable. Until we change. People need to stop worrying about the next person, what they have and what they don't have. And I'm talking about in the means to acquire it, which is not righteous. Mamas need to be more responsible in the men they choose, to make sure that they have the men that the world needs. Because there's so many fractures out here, guys. And the children, it's not about being obedient. With order, nurtured and raised and reared, a man and a woman won't fight a struggle because there's no real struggle to fight other than the one that we allow. No, they must be the interference. They must change that. So they must understand. They don't need to see that from us. That's what makes them weak. It's a false sense of fear, wrong perception, and we've all been through that. And no education system, because regardless of what is already here, it is live. Trade schools, of course. That's how we got most of our Belskin brothers to where they're at right now. Didn't Martin Luther King speak on that? Even Malcolm? Numerous, I'm just using them because they're front facing who've been misinterpreted so many times over. This is very tiresome. But hey, that's what chaos is. I like order. Exactly. Yo, that's what we need. We need. And the thing is, most people don't even understand like what worthy is. We have these Airbnb. Sorry, I got my pajamas on, y'all. Jesus. Man. It's Sunday. Anyway, sorry about that, guys. Yeah, get my big ass up. But anyway, I thought it was my boy Joe, my boy J Dog. He from Georgia, y'all. I don't know, man. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and shut it down. And you the moderator, I appreciate it. You know, I went ahead and made a couple of y'all moderators. I'm just gonna go ahead and put it out there. I'm 39 with. Yes, agreed. Very important. All right, Chief of Lou, she agrees the foundation family is very important. We've always known that. The problem is they have fractured. You know, they have, and you know, of course by design. You know, the enemy controls the narrative of chaos. I'm 39 with no kids. That was intentional. Damn, I like that. All right, Roger that. Yeah, Lou. Awesome. Yo, I truly appreciate that. And I people know I do travel. Like, I've had a number of people come out here, stand out of the room. You go, I have to come and stay right in here. And it was good. It was a beautiful time. You know what I'm saying? So my thing is, though, I like a brother of mine. I grew up with. I love him to death. Son passed away. He had to come out, and he knew he could stay here. See, and whatever's mine, it's everybody's. You know what I mean? I'm not like we fight hard together, or we suffer and we all die together. We fight hard and we win together. I mean, to me, it's like that's the world of chaos, and that's what I do my damnedest to get away from. You know, people say, "Oh," people say, Why do you get on all these they call them conservative right wing magazines and stuff? This is you know why I get concealed carry? Well, see, I like to travel with my firearm, and being a USCCA member, USCCA, and I used to be an NRA member, but I belong to a different one. I'm like a missionary here. Being a card carrying concealed, CCW, in a state where I constitutionally carry, we're watching how they're removing that illegally. So it's not really being removed. But that's chaos. See, people who are in the chaos who fight against that, they're like giving them the energy to do what they're doing when it's not legal like that. Does that make sense? See, with us, they really can't say shit or do nothing with us. Hell, they're not even supposed to interact with us. Truth be told. Like I said, I need me a good woman. So goddamn, that's all y'all need to understand. Um, I'm 55. I'm still in good shape, but I'm 200. I'm about 210, 212. I used to be a powerlifter, and I'm very direct about that. But I just can't do crazy. I was a sister. I was reading a post. She was talking about had a meme up talking about some. Yeah, we might have difficult times. Who the fuck's want to be in a relationship having difficult times? It's supposed to be actually enjoying yourselves at the utmost and being able to agree even when there's disagreements. Like, but see, that's me looking at things from my perception and how I live my life. You see what I'm saying? And how the change is so drastic, you know. Let me go ahead and sign off, y'all, because I'm going to come back on later on. I got to go ahead and get my little walk in and stuff like that. And go to the range. Because I said going to the range. I wanted to take baby girl out there. And on these still plates I got at about, I want to do about 200 meters or so. I want to see how my red dot sighted in on this and make some adjustments. So, and I want to do some speed drills. And that's it, because like there's something going on in my body and I don't understand it all. You know what I mean? So I've got to be mindful. I got to be careful. And y'all do the same. And Lily, I love you, girl. Come on now. Mad respect. So I'm gonna sign off, everybody. Mad love, bro. Mad love. Agape, whatever word anybody wants to use, and it means something that's pleasurable, something that is fitting, and something that is good. And we're talking about in the late terms that we use, So yeah, man, love, respect. Y'all have a wonderful day. I got the mouse down here, so I don't want y'all thinking like, what I'm saying? I'm not digging between my toes. My toes smell good.